Oh, what's going on? Y'all give me a minute. I'm trying to put the word out. All right, let's see. 848 BIB1Y. Who is that? Let's see. Good evening, who's that over there? And can y'all hear me all right? Diane. All right. Well, Diane, good evening to you. To see if we can get a few more people in here that we're going to get this show on the road. Oh, hell. Cheers. Little land shark for you. So, Diane, I guess it's just me and you in here. How's your night going? All right, y'all come in here. Y'all say something. Let me know who you are. Good evening, Kim of the Kid. I hope I got that right. All right, good deal, good deal. Boy, till I get about 20 in here, then we gonna get this thing started. Y'all go ahead and share if you don't care. Let's go ahead and let everybody know that way we can go ahead and get this thing going, and I get my thoughts out and let y'all know a few things that have happened today because there's been a couple of things that have been popping out today I want to address. And y'all, I ain't ever gone live on YouTube before, so y'all bear with me. Oh, well, I guess I can go ahead and get started now. I ain't never been one to wait. Anyway, good evening, y'all. Uh, got a lot to drink about, so y'all go ahead and grab your land sharks if you got any or whatever your beverage of choice is, and let's get this show on the road. I still got a couple more things I got to do this evening before I go to bed. First thing I want to talk about is the Mississippi Bureau of Nursing has decided that they wanted to investigate Christine Wansley, Nolan Wells' mom, and that's some bullshit. And I just ain't with that shit. I kind of think that woman's been through enough. Yes, on YouTube. Right here. Paste. Sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to get these links out. I don't have my sidekick with me, so I kind of got to do it myself here. I think Melissa's on her way back to Texas, so it's just me. Yeah, it is insane. It's sad. She's been through enough. She just lost her kids. She's been harassed by every asshole on the internet that could be possibly bullying the shit out of her. You got the FBI going after people who are making threats against the judge, which, granted, I don't agree with threatening the judge. I just don't give a shit she's being threatened. I've said that before and I'll say it again. Her being threatened means nothing to me. Um, being that she is nothing more than an obstructionist in this investigation, just the way I feel. And she's definitely throwing her influence around. I'm sure of that. So, yeah. Now they're going after her way to make a living. Y'all tell me if that wasn't y'all's mama, y'all's parents, y'all's people, y'all wouldn't be as pissed off as I am. Yes, it is getting out of control. It is very much getting out of control. And they don't care. They don't care what you think, and they don't care what I think either. And it's a damn shame. And then to top it off, you've got them assholes over there that are fixing to cause a riot because they don't want to give us any information. Ain't that rich? Still trying to put these links out because there ain't nothing but four of us in here. I'm trying to get many as I can. All right, if y'all in here, y'all just go ahead and drop a comment so I can say hey to you, so I know who you are and where you watching from. Hey, live from Atlanta. All right, Elizabeth. Well, welcome from Atlanta. I ain't been there in about 2 weeks. Lashana, all right, how you doing? Been watching my videos every day. Well, I tell you what, I'm sorry to waste your time, but I'm pushing as hard as I can. I do appreciate you watching my videos. Looks like everything's probably going to be coming over to YouTube, though. I need to let y'all know that because Facebook apparently is getting mad that I'm calling out these fucking retards, and they don't particularly care for that none too much. So I may be moving things over here, so you may have to catch me over here. So just go ahead and like and subscribe, and as soon as I upload something, I'll put it over here for you. Facebook's, they kind of siding with the Nazis here. Well, I appreciate that, and yes, Lashana, fuck Facebook. I agree. Fuck Zuckerberg in his ass with a cactus. But at least over here, I can actually go live. Just waiting for a few more people to come in here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and nail it hard. Have you discussed maritime law? No, I have not, and I think I'm going to tonight, Elizabeth. I think that's a good idea. I think I will discuss maritime law because it is important and it does play a part in this. I did a little bit of it the first video I put out, as far as when you're on the water, you have a duty to render aid and assistance if necessary. But I think I'm gonna mention that tonight. That's a good topic. I think we're gonna get on that. I think I'm gonna wait till we get about 20 in here, then I'll do it. Anyway, y'all coming in, drop down, say hey, let me know who you are. Y'all drop down in the comments, let me know who you are and where you from, what's going on, and what's on your mind. Elizabeth's got some good ideas uh, for a good topic. So I think we're gonna have a good. I think we're gonna have a good live tonight. I'm definitely not as knowledgeable, but I've heard mention. I would love to hear you. All right, I'll give you my opinion on it. No problem. Not a problem at all. Be glad to, because I think it matters. I 100% think that maritime law 100% matters. And watching from Georgia, go dogs. Okay, go ahead. We got time. We up to 14. I ain't gonna really kick off till we got about 20 in here. Oh, all right. Fuck it. I'm gonna get started. All right. So, Elizabeth, you want to talk about maritime law? Okay. On the water, as I've said before in a previous video, safety matters more on the water than it does on land for obvious reasons. On land, if your car breaks down, you can just pull over and get your tire changed, call AAA, whatever. On the water, it's a whole different situation. You can get hurt, you can get killed out there. That's why there are things in place to where if you don't, if you see a vessel that's in distress, you have an obligation to help them. You have an obligation to render aid. That is the argument and that's what they were saying that Bart was doing was rendering aid. Also, if you bring somebody to the island, you're the captain of the ship, you're the captain of the boat. You have an obligation for the safety of every life on board. That is the law. That is not just Anthony saying this. This is the law. And if you don't render that aid, and if you don't make sure that those people are safe and those people get back to where they're supposed to be, that's on you. That's 100% on you. You're in the wrong. If I take, like, I was going to take several people out to Horn Island on my boat. The reason I didn't is because when I finally got into my boat, I realized that my transom was rotted a whole lot more than I thought. And I decided that I'm not going to put people's lives at risk. I'm not going to do it. And I refuse. I want to make sure that everybody who gets on board my boat gets back on land in one piece. That's my responsibility as a captain. I want to make sure that if we go out and we go play around on the island, hey, Alyssa, we go out there, we go play around on the island, that we're safe. We're not going to be floating back on you know, pieces of what used to be a boat. It's called being prudent. It's called being smart. They took a boat out there, and also I always carry spare parts on my boats. Always have. If it's something that you can fix quick, let's do it. Bilge pump. They were talking about the bilge pump went out. Well, guess what? Bilge pump on Amazon's $20. You don't have a spare. You don't have some tools on board. You don't have a toolkit on board. These are things that you kind of need to carry. And if they didn't want to carry it, well, then they ain't had no business on the goddamn boat to begin with. Y'all agree? It's careless. And I want to talk about this call while they decided that they didn't want the Coast Guard to respond. I can answer that question. They were drunk. You can clearly hear that. The boat owner, yeah, the boat owner could be charged. The captain, whoever was the captain, could absolutely be charged. Really, it's reckless endangerment. Now, those are nice boats that they had. Those are newer, nice center console fucking boats. My boats are 50 years old. The one I got sitting right outside this door is 50 years old. You would think, yes. And why somebody hasn't been charged, I'll never understand. Except the fact that look who's involved. And this is what I mean about obstructionists. This is what I mean about the good old boy system getting in the way of people getting the justice that they deserve, i.e., lock their ass up in Jackson County ADC. Because that's where they need to be. About 10 years ago, they built a brand new jail over there. They need to go ahead and put their asses in it. But you got the good old boy system. You got a judge that's involved. You got all this other shit going on. Yeah, something needs to give. Something's got to give. Something needs to happen with these people. And if it don't happen, now we know which side the law of the justice system's on. And I also will say that if the judge's son was Nolan and he was white and the rest of them were black, well, y'all know what's going to happen. Their asses would be thrown under the jail day one. They'd still be in jail right now. Kimma, you know what? You're probably right. I don't expect anything to be done because they're standing in the way. They don't want justice to be done. They don't want the investigation to find anything. That's why they're in the way of the investigation. And it's stupid. That's why when I went down there, they shit their pants. I might make another trip Friday, depending on what I got going on. I ain't decided yet. Just to kind of let them know we watching. And I assure you, I'm watching. Well, unfortunately, it's going to take more than just us. It's going to take people who actually have the authority to make it happen. Otherwise, they can do, like I've said previously about the grand jury, they can null pros it. Hey, Misty, I see you. It's going to take all of us to keep it up. We're going to have to let them people know that we are not backing the fuck down. Kimma, it wasn't an accidental drowning. I don't know how many of y'all, I think Alyssa lives down here, but the rest of y'all, I don't think y'all live down here. Let me tell you something. We were all told from a young age, if you grew up on this coast, that you don't go swimming out in the Gulf. You just don't do that. You don't go swimming out there by them islands either because you got them rip currents. You got them undertows. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fucking Greg Louganis and Michael Phelps couldn't fucking swim back. Kimmy, you're right. Something else did happen. What happened was murder. And there's nothing anybody's going to say to convince me otherwise. Go ahead, Russ, sue me. I'm sure you're in here sandbagging, you sly son of a bitch. It was murder. There's no way it wasn't. Manslaughter, I'm not even going to give them. I'm going to say murder. But to tell me that he was drunk and he was going to swim back from the island and that's how he drowned. Look, I'm drinking right now. Ain't nobody that fucking drunk going to be swimming back from no fucking island. You're not going to do it. I don't give a shit who you are. It's not going to happen. If I told y'all how many times I was drunk on that island as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, been quite a bit of times. You know how many times I tried to swim back? Zero. Lashana, it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, too. You don't fucking do it. It does not, will not fucking happen. And here's the other thing, too, that y'all ain't thinking about. We all remember the BP oil spill. When they put all that dispersant out there, they got something called Vibrio out here in the Gulf. You go fuck around out there, you gonna lose a limb. If I want to go to the beach and go swimming, I'll take my ass to Pensacola or Jacksonville. Rather go to Jacksonville. You heard me, Alyssa. It's all spill. Hey Tina, I see you. Yeah, you don't we just don't do that down here. We don't go swimming out in that son of a bitch. And Nolan Wells fucking knew it. And then you got the FBI allegedly involved. Well, if the FBI would spend their time, because here's the other thing, Elizabeth, Horn Island, you know that's federal property, right? That's administered and ran by the Department of the Interior. Yeah, okay, Jackson County Sheriff's Office and DMR fucking they patrol it and whatever and make sure that you ain't doing nothing stupid out there. But why hasn't federal jurisdiction been asserted with all the conflicts of interest? That's what I want to know. That is a national park, just like Yellowstone, just like the Great Smoky Mountains, just like anything. Misty, that is the understatement of the year. Who made racist statements? Who made racist statements? Oh, you want to talk about the unknown person, that park ranger? I still don't know who that is. I don't know who the park ranger was that found his body. But it would make sense that if his body wasn't there and then it is there just shortly after that, that tells me that he was on the boat and he was dumped. That's what it tells me. Hey, Jennifer. They're not going to say who he is, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. But it seems to me like he'd be a great witness in court. And it seemed to me that his name should come up during discovery. Okay, hold on, y'all. As a nurse, I would have been terminated and reported by my facility to the nursing board. Don't you people know the law? Who are you referring to, Sherry? Who are you talking about making racist comments and would have been reported? Because I have yet to see, if you're talking about Miss Christine, I have yet to see her say a damn thing racist. Not a fucking thing. And Elizabeth, they do have a ranger station and they do have park rangers that are on the island that do patrol the island, just like they do at Ship Island. And for your glory, hair care, High Pearl, Mississippi tagged you in a video about how Officer Tatum. I know how Ossifer douchebag got into the mix. Ossifer fucktard got in the mix because he was trying to fucking make money and get fucking clicks and likes and monetize videos and all this other shit. That's how that dumbass got into the mix. No, Elizabeth, they absolutely do have a ranger station on the island. That is probably the only structure they have on the island is that ranger station because the island's been basically left alone since World War II. Sherry, who said that? Who said that? Who said they wouldn't go to a healthcare provider who publicly stated they didn't trust certain groups of people? Because who said that? I have never once heard or seen Miss Christine say that anywhere. So who said it? Where are you getting the information? Lay it out. If you're going to make a claim, back it the fuck up. We're waiting. Post your sources down here in the comments. Come on. Just another cracker making fucking statements. Yes, she did. I'm not deaf. Okay, post it. Let's see it. Y'all gonna piss me off? Let's see it. Now, hold on. Before I block her, let's see. How do I even? This is my first time ever going live. How do I do this? Let's see. Okay. Before I go ahead and get rid of you, Sherry, I want you to go ahead and post your receipts. I'm gonna give you about 15 seconds. Come on. We waiting. And you don't have anything. Bye. Let's see. How do I do this? Um, Remove. I hope that took her out of here. Oh, that's just a message. Boom. Boom. Gone. All right. Could figure out how to get her out of here, but I put her in timeout for 24 hours like the fucking petulant fucking child she is. Karen, you exactly right. They are trying to create a distraction. Yes, Jennifer, Bart's dad's a doctor. Warren's dad is a doctor. There's a lot of doctors and lawyers involved in this. And you know what? Because of that, I don't think I'll ever go get medical treatment on that side of the bridge again as long as I live. Hell, for that matter, I think I'll take my ass to New Orleans to go get my medical care from now on. I'd rather go to Oshner anyway. Yeah, there's doctors and lawyers and fucking pillars of the community and business owners. This is why we're not getting any cooperation. Mhm. Oh. No, they don't think they have pull. They do have pull. Make no mistake about that. These are dangerous people, Sandra. These are dangerous ass fucking people. Very dangerous people. And they have political pull. People like us, they don't give a shit about us. These are the ones that contribute money, and I mean stacks of money to political campaigns. Sandra, we're not going to let that happen. They're going to tell us. Elizabeth, I was actually going out to Horn Island this week to go down there to go prove cell service, but unfortunately, my boat is having some issues. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I've got a rotted transom. The transom is where my outboard sits on my boat, and you take it out there with that rotted transom, it's gonna fucking fuck up. And I'm not trying to lose my new engine, but once that's fixed, I'm gonna go out there and prove it. I still plan on doing that. The problem is they've already proved it. That's how they were able to make the call. I've made a call on the southeast side of Horn Island. In the southeast side, where I was at, it's about 15 miles from land. They were only about 6 miles from land. And I was making phone calls left and right. Jennifer, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this, okay? And I don't know how long you've been back in Gainesville, but I'm gonna go ahead and put you like this. I trust Sadie Darnell more than I trust fucking Ledbetter. And if you're from Gainesville, you should know exactly what I mean by that. Them faces should tell everything. Ledbetter is an idiot. He's ill equipped to deal with this, and he's too stupid to hand it off to somebody who knows what they're doing. Namely, the fucking FBI. Not that I trust Cash Patel all that much. I don't know where Alyssa is. She needs to get her ass in here. Send her a message. Tell her I say get her ass in here. Sandra, the autopsy will never be released. And I can go ahead and say that with confidence because in Mississippi, autopsies are not public. They don't have to release it. And you're not going to get anything from these people that they don't want released. They're going to sneak and they're going to hide and they're going to make sure that we keep guessing. And what's going to happen is it's going to turn into a fucking riot. And when it turns into a riot, I hope everybody remembers this shit next year when it's time for elections over there. Well, over here too. Where was your comment at? I'm sorry. Post it again. My old eyes ain't working too good. Yes, Sandra, they absolutely do have to show it to the family. And I actually met up with Miss Christine's brother this weekend. And when I met up with him, they were unaware that they had a legal right to get the autopsy from the state. I let him know. And he said he was going to let Miss Christine know. And I also sent her a message. I talked to her not regularly, not often, because I don't want to bother the woman, but I talk to her from time to time. I have no idea who's running against her in January. I wish I knew. I know we've already got some I don't live in Jackson County. I live in Harrison County. I'm right next door. And we've already got some signs up for somebody running for Chancery Court judge over here. I don't know about over there, but I hope somebody runs against that dumb bitch. No, Karen, in Mississippi, it is not public record. And Sandra, I hope they are too. And Jesus Christ music, appreciate it, brother. I think you're a dude. I don't know. I can't really see. Like I said, my eyes ain't working the way they used to be. I'm getting old. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alyssa, your friend is messaging me. I don't remember it being a Seacool. It might have been. Seacool, I would have remembered. That's the old Biloxi name. Y'all give me a second. I'm going to invite somebody in. Yeah, you know who your friend is. I just sent him an invite to the chat. And yes, God is against favoritism, and so am I. And Ella Joyce, I appreciate you too. Yes, if this was anybody else's parent, They would want answers. Unfortunately, we're dealing with class warfare here, and that's the problem. And when you get these entitled sons of bitches that are in office and they got friends and their kids are involved and their kids' friends are involved, they're going to do anything and every fucking thing they can to try to obstruct the investigation. That's what's going to happen. And that's what we're seeing here, y'all. This is nothing. This is nothing more than the haves versus the have-nots. And guess what? This have-not ain't standing for it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Oh, I have a written report. The autopsy is not the autopsy is not public record, but the initial incident report and every other incident report is public record, and I posted that. And I want to address that too, because the dumb motherfuckers didn't even redact his social security number. Because identity theft is not a real thing, right? It's fucking stupid. You want to put I redacted his social security number before I put the report out on my page, but the Jackson County Sheriff's Department didn't. Why am I having to do your job? Then again, Mississippi, most people who are in law enforcement don't know how to write a fucking good report. Exactly, Jennifer. And thank you, Jesus Christ Music. I appreciate that. Exactly, Jennifer. You know as well as I do, for the same reason that I know that anything you write down officially is going to end up in court. And you better have your balls screwed on tight when you write that shit up, because if it goes to court, you better be able to back it up. The audio breakdown. Well, that was what my buddy just messaged me about, saying that the audio wasn't real or whatever. I didn't really look at what he sent me because I'm doing this. Um, but listening to the background of it, he was on that boat, which is why I think that they pulled away from the island, got a couple of miles out, and pitched him overboard. No, Tina, I did not see that. Where the hell did that happen at? Well, Elizabeth, you can ask me any question. If I know the answer, I'll give it. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But I want to know who hung this woman. What's going on with that, Tina? Please tell me. Because that's all we fucking need. In Jackson? Yeah, when Nancy Grace did the audio, all of a sudden it's real. Tina, if you will send the page a message, not here, send the Facebook page a message. I want to know about that. Sandra, that black lady that went on there broke down exactly what she did, and I understood exactly what she did. And it's the same way I was going to do it. If I had if I had the rack gear to do that, that's what I would do. Alyssa, I agree. He was on that boat, and they got a couple of miles offshore, and they dumped him. That's the only logical explanation for it. Why would he float back to the island? It makes no sense. And they were just at the right spot. If not, they'd have found his body floating somewhere down around Chandelier Islands or Ship Island or Cat Island. Probably not Cat, but definitely Ship. Yeah, with a name like that, dude, I think you probably know a thing or two, probably more than me about audio. And you know what? If she was, that could be the pivotal point of what the whole fight was about. And nobody wants to talk about it. Teenage hormones fighting over a girl. Can't get much more cliche than that. Fucking stupid. And the thing is, this young man should be alive. That's the bad thing. He should 100% be alive right now, and he's not. And that's what these assholes over there are not understanding. Y'all, excuse me. I got to crack me another beer. Cheers, y'all. Cheers, y'all. The lady's technique was more advanced than me. She's very professional, beyond my profession. She taught me a few things. Yeah, she taught me a few things, but I understood the process plainly. I'm sure you did too. And was that Venetia? Yeah. When one is jealous of the other and the other feels less empowered, I could see that. He should be alive right now, getting his ass whipped by his coach playing football. Dude, justice is a joke in Mississippi if you're a have not. And Christine and Elmore Wansley, Nolan Wells, me, and the rest of us common folks, we're have nots. That's why we don't get the justice. Because they don't give a shit about people like us. We're nobody. We're nothing. All we are is fucking cannon fodder for those in power. No, Jennifer, that's where you're wrong. I'm gonna stay here and fight. I've already got a reputation around here. They don't want that smoke from me. D. Collins, I agree with you, except one word that you use, and that word is friends. They weren't his friends. Friends don't leave friends on an island to fucking die. Friends don't kill each other in boats. No matter which way it is, their story or what I believe is the truth, they weren't his fucking friends. Yes, I agree. There was no AI involved. If there was AI involved, I'd have dismissed it myself. What she did is she used her equalizers, probably digitally, to break it down, close down the fore audio, and bring up the background audio. I don't know, Jennifer. See, I don't have friends like that, but I keep my circle of friends very small. And Sandra, you're exactly right. Alyssa, I have not heard that. I need to get my radio reference subscription back. And when I get that radio reference subscription back, I intend on listening to that audio. I want to listen to it on my own. I don't want somebody else's recording because I have access to it as well. I know you did, but I want it myself. I want to get the audio myself and grab it myself. Unfortunately, I just spent a little too much money this week on this fucking boat. So, got to wait till payday, which is Friday. But I want my own copy of it that I downloaded from the source so I could go there and look at it. But y'all, I'm about to shut this live down. I got to go do some other things. Um, I'll try to do another one tomorrow, but I'm not going to promise anything. This was this is a good test and looks like it worked. I just need to give people a little bit more of a notice. Jennifer, you're exactly right, and that's exactly what I don't want to see down here. Sandra, thank you. Thank y'all for joining me. Yep, thank you, Melissa. Appreciate you coming in. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to this because I got a feeling this is where the Facebook all the Facebook shit is gonna wind up over here. I just got that feeling because they trying to kick me out. So they don't like me calling out them fucking Nazis. So y'all come on over here and this is where the live's going. Yeah, the beard's growing back. I'm letting it grow out. I just had to cut it short because it's driving me nuts a little bit. I ain't gonna drink too many. All I got's a 6 pack. Elizabeth, I'll do my best to answer any questions y'all got. But y'all take care. I love you. Y'all have a good night. Yeah, I think somebody, hang on. Yeah, I got it right here. I got it on my phone. Somebody just sent it to me. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for watching.